Oh, kisses for daddy. Good morning, folks. It is 10 to 10 on Monday morning. Let's take a little look out. Here we are on the cliff tops again, looking out at the morning sun. A couple of things to report this morning. Nothing too serious, don't worry. But last night was, well, I'm not going to say cold. It wasn't truly cold, but it was a little bit fresh. Now, all the weather apps that I've looked at say that it was 14 or so, 13 or 14 degrees at the low point. But as I've said in the past, here on the cliff tops, here just by the sea, it can be a good 3 degrees cooler than the weather apps say, in winter in particular. I remember in previous years when I was walking on the top of hills and the pharmacy would say 13 degrees and then I'd walk down the hill to come back to camp and you could literally feel it getting colder as you came down the hill. And then of course last year I had my clock with the thermometer built in, which I've still got. I've got a couple of thermometers now, as well as the clock, which hasn't actually got batteries in, but I can tell you it was distinctly cool last night. And the dew point was supposedly 14 degrees, and I've woken up this morning and everything's wet through, including inside the tent, folks. It literally rains inside the tent. The condensation on the tarpaulin and on the plastic and even the bedroom lining, condensation on there gathers to the point and then starts to drip. Literally gets so much condensation that it starts to rain inside the tent. So that was a thing. And for the first time I actually wore my jumper all night long. I've only got a t-shirt and one t-shirt and a jumper on. I mean, in the past I've been layered up to 4 or 5 layers. So to only have 2 layers on is not too bad yet. And it's, what was it, the beginning of December. It's not exactly deep midwinter yet, is it? The other thing, last night when I did TrampCast and I said that the mice had left me alone for a week, or if they hadn't, I was unaware of it. I think I sat by my Christmas tree and I put my Christmas tree lights on last night just as the TrampCast finished. Sat there for 2 hours, so it'd be about 8:30. Got into bed, and within an hour something caught my eye moving by the doorway of my bedroom. Outside the doorway of my bedroom, but inside the doorway of the tent. Something just caught my eye, a little glimpse of movement. So I put my head torch, clicked my head torch, shone the light, and there was a fucking mouse. So up I get, chasing it out, spraying hairspray, not hairspray, air freshener. Fuck, where did that come from? Probably because I'm looking at the state of my hair. Spraying air freshener, because that apparently they don't like smells. They don't like, you know, chemically smells, and that was just what I had to hand at the time. So I'm chasing them out with it wasn't air, it was fly spray. I tell a lie, it was fly spray. That was like the most noxious thing that I had to hand at the time. So there I am, up and out of bed, shouting my head off, chasing and stomping and spraying this fly spray, which does smell pretty nasty, to be honest, even though it claims to be unscented and what have you. But yeah. But it's just funny that I knew I'd jinx it by saying, I knew I shouldn't have said online that that they've left me alone. That jinxed it. Within a couple of hours, within 3 hours, there they are. Just have a look at this little boat, this boat. Let's, where are we? Over there somewhere. I've got to zoom in on it. Cameras make everything look smaller than they really are. You're seeing it there on screen. That's about the size on my screen. That's about the size it is in real life to my normal eyeball, without me zooming in tenfold on my eyes. This camera's pretty good for being stable though. The previous phone would have been jerking all over the place if I'd been on 10 times zoom. So that's not bad. Let's zoom back out, and yeah, look, it disappears. It's her ladyship again, look. Hey. Okay folks, we're going to head back to camp. I think I'll maybe take a shot and try and show you the dampness around camp, if it hasn't dried out too much while we've been out. But other than that, catch you later. Just a quick shot while Tina's over here eating some grass, pretending that she's Ermintrude. See whether I can just show you how wet. I'm not sure it's picking that up. This grass and clover or whatever it is all very, very wet. Okay. So while Tina stomps around here, I don't know if you can see again how wet all this grass is, or clover, or whatever plant this is. It's all very wet. Another shot. We're just on the entrance into camp, and don't know how well it shows. The plants, the greenery is all glistening with moisture. And isn't it great that we've got so much greenery? If you look back at pictures from a month or so ago, everything was this dead brown kind of colour. But now we've got green. We've got green returning everywhere, and some of the shrubs and bushes are actually in flower. It's nice to see the field get a bit of colour back. It didn't get any last winter. It's actually got some green, which is quite good. But actual moisture on the ground in the morning, dew. Because we got, the dew point was supposed to be 14 degrees. And, well, clearly we got below that. Everything's wet. Including the inside of my tent. It doesn't take long to dry out. Once the sun gets up properly and gets out from behind the clouds, it'll get a bit humid inside the tent, and then I'll open the door properly, let the air in, and it'll dry out fairly quickly. Get a little bit of mould on the walls over time, but we'll manage, folks. We'll manage. Okay. From Tina and from me, Delta Mike, out.